Happy New Year, everyone. 2024. We are here. New year, new me. I'm going to start off with not wearing this ridiculous looking hat for the entirety of the video. But yes, it is 2024, the new year, and before, we get on with the rest of this new year, we've got to look back on 2023, especially with Big Finish. I've did this before with 2022, so here's another video of my top 10 best releases of Big Finish for 2023. It was almost tough. I think for me it was tough to get my top 10 for me. There was quite a lot of great releases in this year for me. There was a lot of debut series, there was a lot of first timers, series that have been ongoing but I've never started before. Thought I'd check them out, and quite some surprises as well. We'll see when I go through my list. So let's get started. Alonzi, as a certain doctor would say. At number 10, I have Once and Future: The Martian Invasion of Planetoid 50. Now, despite my grievances with the plot of Once and Future, the majority of the stories have still been good. They've been fun. This one in particular, I had quite a lot of fun with. David Tennant taken on as the degenerating doctor, and Michelle Gomez as we find out, a degenerating master, Missy. Them together it's perfect. I ate everything up that had them in it. I absolutely enjoyed it. I had so much fun with the Martian Invasion of Planetoid 50. But there have just been a lot of just better releases for me, so I'm comfortable putting it at the bottom of the list at number 10. At number 9, I have The Diary of Riversong Series 11, Friend of the Family. Now, this was surprising. Now, this came at the start of the year, and with a lot of the Riversong box sets, I've enjoyed them. A lot of them haven't been they're alright. But this one in particular, I just really enjoyed. It was just so good, and I think I liked the change of it, of it being the entire box set is just one big story that's just split into 4 parts. I think it was really engaging. It was really interesting, and it being the one big story split into 4, I didn't feel like it slowed down in any parts for me. It was just a really fascinating story, written by Tim Foley, who may or may not pop up again in this list. Who knows? But yeah, big surprise that I really enjoyed this box set in particular. And honestly, if they ended the range on this instead of Orphan Quartet, I think this would have been the perfect end. This would have been a fine end to this series if it was Friend of the Family. But unfortunately, they still had one more release, which we have to end it on the Crotons and Jackie Tyler. As much as I had fun with that story, it's the standout story in that one. But the Orphan Quartet didn't feel like the end, while as Friend of the Family really does feel like you could have just ended the Riversong series here. At number 8, I have The Fifth Doctor Adventures Into the Night. There are 2 stories in this, the first of which, Tim Foley's back with Pursuit of the Nightjar. Oh my god. Oh my god. Pursuit of the Nightjar. Fantastic. I think I said in my review, it's one of the best Fifth Doctor stories we've had in a while. It is so amazing. It is worth that runtime of almost, I think, about 2 hours it was. Everything about it, character driven, the story, everything was just magnificent. Tim Foley at his fucking A game with that story. Oh my god. And then you had Resistors, which was, unfortunately, you're following off from Pursuit of the Nightjar, so you're not going to be as good, but I still liked Resistors as well. So that whole box set was just really good. If you haven't listened to Into the Night, particularly Pursuit of the Nightjar, you are missing out on some really good Big Finish. Fantastic Big Finish. So yeah, number 8 spot for The Fifth Doctor Adventures Into the Night. At number 7, we have a debut the first of a new series. Rani takes on the world beyond Bannerman Road. Now, I'm not the biggest Sarah Jane Adventures fan. I still have yet to finish. I've got the entire complete collection. I've only finished, I think I've finished just the first series. So I'm making my way there. But I decided to check out Rani Takes on the World. It's a continuation of the Sarah Jane Adventures without Sarah Jane, because of course Elizabeth Sladen had passed away, and they also written that the character of Sarah Jane also passed away as well, and so this is a continuing on of their life without Sarah Jane, and Rani kind of taking on the reins of what Sarah Jane did, following this kind of similar kind of career. So I thought, okay, this would be interesting. I'd check it out, and I was just so surprised of how refreshing of a series this was. This felt different. This felt new for like Big Finish, at least for me. And that's what I just liked about it. That's what stood out about it. It was unique. It felt unique. And I really enjoyed all the stories in here. It's good to hear like Rani and Clyde, all of them back together. Now I know everyone's loving the Clarny stuff. Okay, I'm liking it too, even though I haven't caught all the way up to Rani being in the Sarah Jane Adventures yet, but I'm enjoying it as well. I'm team Clarny as well. But yeah, I was surprised by how much I enjoyed this and how refreshing this box set was. So yeah, Rani Takes on the World Beyond Bannerman Road at that spot. At number 6, I have Gallifrey War Room 2 Maneuvers. I've been really enjoying the Gallifrey series. It's surprising that a series that's more about like that started off as the kind of like the political, like exploring the political side, to like Gallifrey, Romana trying to bring in this like new alternative to Gallifrey, and then like the more conservative side being against her, all this backstabbing, all stuff, just all the way till now with the Time War stuff. Like I just like, wow, I actually really like this series, and I really like the characters. And I like the previous box set of War Room, so I was definitely going to check out this one. And this one's really good. It's just a really great box set. Every story in here is fantastic. But if I had to choose, I think I said this in my review. If I had to choose the two standout ones, it was Remnants by Georgia Cook and Transference by Theo Treadaway. They were just so good. And it's so great to hear more of Narvin. We love Narvin, the best character in Gallifrey. And in here, you really see how much he has changed. How much he has changed for the better. We love Narvin. Put him in more stuff. Big Finish. But yeah, Gallifrey War Room 2 was another surprising one. Because even though I enjoy the Gallifrey stuff, I'm not expecting it to be like, wow, this is like the best thing in existence. This is like peak storytelling. But this one, like every story, I just really enjoyed. Like every story, like almost equally, which I feel like is almost rare until we get into our next few in the list. But yeah, so right there at number 6, Gallifrey War Room 2 Maneuvers. Now we are in the top 5 of this list, and beginning the top 5 right in the middle at number 5 is the 11th Doctor Chronicles All of Time and Space. Now this is definitely one of Big Finish's best series, this era of the 11th Doctor Chronicles, starting with Geronimo onwards. This was the one this is the one that intrigued me enough to actually start this era. So I bought Geronimo first before listening to this. Like I think at the same time this came out, I was like, okay, I gotta go listen to Geronimo first, because my co-host wanted to talk about this, wanted to review it, and I was like, okay, fine. I'll go listen to Geronimo first, and then I'll listen to All of Time and Space. And I really enjoyed Geronimo, so I'm like, okay, we're definitely going to talk about All of Time and Space. We've got to listen to that, and like, yeah, it's really good, especially the last story, The Curiosity Shop, is so emotional, just so compelling. It is so good. Damn it, I can't believe this series is ending next month. How dare they? How dare they? At number 4, we have another celebration of Doctor Who's 60 years, the 60th anniversary. It's not Once in Future. I already said I only put one in there. It's, of course, The Box of Terrors. Now, this was the first audio novel I have ever listened to. It's not the first one I own, but it's the first one I have listened to. Because, again, my co-host wanted to talk about it and review it. So I thought, okay, I'll listen to it. And I just really enjoyed it. It was amazing. Like, John Coleshaw is just a fantastic performer. So he really keeps you going in this story. And then the story itself was really interesting. It was good. Weird that they used another version of the Collective as the villain. Again, the same within Once in Future, you had the Union, and this one you had the Six. So it's just really weird coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence, but even then, I really enjoyed this story. It was definitely the better celebration of 60 years compared to Once in Future. But no, I really enjoyed The Box of Terrors, and it being my first audio novel, I'm like, yep, the bar is set. We are now in our top 3, our gold, silver, and bronze medalists. So, who is taking the 3rd spot, the bronze medal? It is The First Doctor Adventures, The Demon Song. Now, a big fan of Noonan's Doctor, of course. We've talked about how much we enjoy, how much we love Noonan's take on the First Doctor. Myself and Pixel really enjoyed The Outlaws, so Demon Song was one we were like, yes, we're getting more, hell yeah. So listening to it, so good, brilliant. Again, they're nailing what we pointed out with how they formatted this box with this range of the First Doctor Adventure, this era of the First Doctor Adventures. You have one story, which is like a kind of a more modern classic Who. Then you have the second story, being a more traditional classic Who story, or echoing a traditional classic Who story. Could be the first story, could be the second story, whatever. At least one of each story doing that, and it works. It's a formula that worked in The Outlaws, and it continues to work in The Demon Song. And I really enjoyed both stories. I think, if I recall correctly, I think I liked The Demon Song more, but I think the Inchiton Incident, if I recall, that's what it was. I believe that's what it was called. I have it up here. Yes, it was. The Inchiton Incident was really good as well. And that cliffhanger. So silly of us to think it was part of Once in Future. So silly. But no, everyone does fantastic performances. Noonan as well, as usual, as the First Doctor, is great. Lauren Cornelius as Dodo. I'm appreciating Dodo more and more. That's a great thing about this. They're giving Dodo more time to shine, because she was done like many companions in the classic era, was done a disservice. So good on them. Props to them to giving her a spot, giving her some highlights. That's really good. I like it. So bronze medalist, 3rd spot for The Demon Song. Our silver medalist, our number 2, our DOS, if I just want to have another way to say 2nd place, or number 2, is the 11th Doctor Chronicles, Everywhere and Anywhere. Yes, another 11th Doctor Chronicles release on this list. It's just a really good series. Listen to it, people, please. But yeah, Everywhere and Anywhere, which was the most recent release of the 11th Doctor Chronicles, it's so good. Starting off with like, oh, we're gonna have like a fun Christmas episode. No, it's not, because there's an evil Clara that's torturing and killing people, so it's not fun. It's actually a story about trauma. Then we have the second story where it's like, oh, Valerie has a husband. Guess what? It's also about trauma. She's not going to get that happy ending with Rowena. Then our third story. Oh, the third story. One of the best Cyberman stories I've listened to in ages. Oh my god, Alfie Shaw. You bloody genius, you. But this being the penultimate box set to February's release, like, oh god, it's just, I'm really going to be sad that this series is leaving. But yeah, Everywhere and Anywhere is just a amazing set. So good, so bloody fantastic. Now we reach our finale, our gold medalist, our number one, numero uno, Lord President, the best of Big Finish in 2023. Drum roll, please. It's not like two other releases in this range were in the list already, and we're now going to make it 3 for 3. It is the 11th Doctor Chronicles Broken Hearts. Oh my god. What a story. Absolutely, what a story. Just having the Doctor and Valerie, just having Jacob Dudman and Safia Ingard, just them. It's just those two actors together performing and in dual roles. Fantastic. Everything about it, dealing with the aftermath of Curiosity Shop. Their relationship with each other is broken. They're trying, it has to be mended. All of it, everything about it. Chef's kiss. It's perfect. Like Pursuit of the Nightjar is Tim Foley at his peak. Broken Hearts is Lisa McMullen at her peak. Like, absolutely. One of her best stories ever. Like, I don't know how it can be topped. Like, I think it's been the only release that I think I've given a 10 out of 10. There have been close ones that I felt like I could have given a 10 out of 10 if there was a bit more. But this is a 10 out of 10 release. It is perfect. For me, it is perfect. And it encapsulates one of many things Big Finish should strive to produce, is something like this. You don't have to do it all the time, but every once in a while, just give us like a masterpiece, okay? Like this, like Pursuit of the Nightjar, like many other stories. You done well. You done bloody well. But that is it for my best of Big Finish of 2023. I probably said so many different titles for this. You get the general consensus of what this video is. But thank you everyone for watching. What were your top 10 releases for Big Finish? Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree with the placing of mine? I don't care, because again, it's my personal opinion. But that is it for this video. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you all at the next one. Ciao.